Nothing.
Not a thing.
Not a
Listen,
Yeah.
we just
No.
took a break.
Oh, wait, are you talking about what happened last session? Okay.
We
Yeah.
just
Sorry, I
took
was
a
thinking
break
of what
and-
happened before you showed up, which was dicking around.
Sean, we just took a break and had a little comfort.
Oh, that's so terrible. That is so terrible.
Took a little comfort time, you know?
Little comfort time. Yeah.
I mean, I believe all of us are just terrible at this point. Let's be real here.
Just look at the
Listen,
questions
I'm
and the
trying my
memorable
best
quotes.
to keep this the PG that Avatar was, okay? It's not making that easy.
Korra was
Look, we found
PG-13.
We found out that the sun was a moron, okay?
We
have
did
now
find out the
met
sun was
both
very
the
disappointing.
sun spirit and the moon spirit, and the sun spirit is not very bright.
Yeah. The sun was not a smart cookie. 1, 2, 3.
We also found out more about the spirit known as,
We actually
which
learned a
has
lot
been
about
added to party notes.
We learned a lot about spirits, and yeah, we did learn a lot about.
I love how that joke is not going to get old. Actually, I'm not going to give Ziggy any context of this. So everybody, first off, welcome to session. What the hell number are we on? 14. Good lord, we have almost run into Pokemon time.
Izzy, we're trying to eclipse Kingdom Hearts time. You know that, right?
Yeah. All right. So real quick, I have 2 surprises for you guys right now. The first surprise is everybody say hi to Ziggy.
Hello.
Hi, Ziggy.
Hi, Ricky.
He's just listening in. He's going to be giving me lots and lots of ideas on how to screw you guys up later. You can ignore him completely otherwise.
He is clearly not going to be playing any NPC that is based off a former player character of his.
Definitely not.
That is definitely not happening.
Yeah, definitely not.
That is definitely not happening.
Now, everybody else earmuffs as I tell Ziggy this next piece. Ziggy, I'm going to be, an upstanding DM, as you know I am capable of doing. So I will work you in what is thematically appropriate, probably in like 2.5, 3 hours. Okay.
Right.
Everybody.
I will say, at the very least, this means that the Avatar probably isn't Terran.
That's a great idea!
Nick, I let you put this
Izzy,
energy into
don't
the
make us
world.
have to figure out how we justify killing the Avatar, okay?
Oh no, I already posted that in text chat. Like, this energy's been in the world already.
You're still a monster.
So, with that being said, the second surprise I have for you guys, if you all can look on your Roll20 map. I actually made a thing, and I tested it yesterday with one of you who will remain nameless. But if you all take a look, there's a couple of things, one of which was a feature of here that I found. I'll show you the feature of Roll20 first. Okay. There's this thing called a safety deck, which I didn't know. So what you can do with it is you can mouse over it and click choose, and there's slow down, keep going, or stop in case there is a dramatic scene that's becoming too much for you guys. I thought this was cool. I also felt that, we have open communication where you guys will just tell me if it's going too far, so we're not going to really use this thing.
Still nice to know about.
Yeah, it's in there along with a deck of 52 cards. Now, where the beauty of this came in is I realized I could import my own deck.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
So if you guys look over here and mouse over this and click choose, whenever you have a bonus, you can grab the mod size and hover it over your character icon name. So where your names are in the lower left of Roll20. And then a mod size will appear above you. And if anybody mouses over that mod size, for example, Lore has one right now. Currently, Lore has a +3. And we can use this to track bonuses and penalties relatively simple. When you use a bonus or a penalty is used, just open up your hand and drag it onto the map. And then we can delete it from there, or I can recall all things just from on the table or things from everywhere. Which is great because at the end of each scene, bonuses and penalties go away.
Does this work with the fact that names eventually become 2 rows?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Does this work with names becoming 2 rows?
It should.
Okay.
The only thing is I am not going to be using these for NPCs just because it's easier for me to track on my end. But for all of you, also because you each can then look at who has what boost, I thought it was a kind of pseudo-invaluable thing. I still think we should use the D20, or I'm sorry, the Discord tracker for it, which, by the way, Ziggy, you should now have access to that channel.
Yep.
Just so we know what each mod is, because when you create a booster or hinder, you're supposed to describe what it is. But just as a reminder, you can put it in your character icon. You can be like, oh, okay, I have a -2. What was that -2? Scroll up, scroll up. Oh, right. It was from a bunch of vines grabbing my ankles. Got it. So, any questions on any of that?
Nope.
All right.
Sounds
No.
good.
All right, cool. So, with that, we last left off, you guys were wandering back inside of Thomas. Minghua, you had a very long, restful evening, cuddled up with Han. Eventually, Nara probably collapsed in on you, and you didn't really get up for the entirety until the following morning. For Hotaru, Yira, and Rizik, you guys did what you did last time, got the information you had, and went ahead and went to sleep. And I'm going to say it's, excuse me, the following morning. You all wake up as the sun is cresting over the hills. You have a new purpose and direction ahead of you. And you also have a new companion. A fox spirit who is sitting in the back of the tank train with a leather-bound book of mostly empty pages and is slowly penning words into it with a quill that is wedged in his mouth.
We should probably tell Laura about that too.
Yes, please.
So Laura, we may be going to the Great Library.
Yeah, but we
Okay.
determined we're going after the Avatar first. But yeah, they agreed to guide us to the library after.
Like the one from the show.
Yeah, no, I figured that's what you meant.
We will give the in-character explanation of the knowledge spirit that has this hidden library and sends out the foxes to gather information.
Yeah, we're hoping to learn more about,
Everything.
well, but specifically more about.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's never going to get old.
we did figure out a little bit about, and we have some ideas on
You figured out a lot about that spirit, thank you.
Yeah, we did figure out some about what they would be spirit of, and have some ideas of it.
Is spirit that shall not be named the source of the green goo, or something?
Yeah, they are capable of doing corruption stuff.
Lovely.
But yeah,
So,
if look at
is he
party
just-
notes, was added to party notes some information on what we found out last session.
Yep. Also, Minghua, as you are waking up, probably stretching, leaving Nara and Han bundled up on a bale of hay in the back of the tank train, you're going to look up and see this fox, again, scratching in the book. It's going to look at you and say, "Do not look at me, please," and close the book. "It is not ready for any eyes to see until it is finished."
Wait, since when can these things talk?
All of you only hear a fox yipping. Lore hears that.
Yeah, Lord can
Mingwall
talk
just
with animals.
Mingwall just kind of raises a brow and shrugs.
By the way, animal to animal, you can talk. Appa and
Yes.
Momo have proved this.
Yes, they have. And this is why you let me take animal control, because I argued cartoon logic.
Yes.
To be fair, if you argue cartoon logic against Izzy, I think he will generally say yes.
Indeed.
Alrighty. So with that, your new companion clearly writing something no one else needs to see in tow, you are going to continue onward eastward to the village of Tuzin. As you guys are traveling over the next I'm going to say day and a half. I'm going to give you guys 1 round to do whatever you want before you actually get there.
I mean, if we keep going, we can get to the Village of Threes then.
Mingwa is curious enough that Mingwa will be trying to get a peek at the Fox Spirits book.
Would you like this out loud or privately?
Let's do it out loud.
Okay.
More fun that way.
More fun that way.
So the fox spirit, whose name you have learned over the traveling day, is Chishiki, is actually penning some kind of novel about the heroic deeds of Choshiko, the legendary warrior, and how he braved the elements in search of his long-lost love, Kino, who's described as this elegant, beautiful, dark-haired woman in, rich, vibrant robes and flowing hair. A description that very much matches your other traveling companion.
Comfort?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kono.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mingwa just shrugs. He's kind of used to,
Artsy types.
how do I put this? A certain lowbrow level of plot writing, given the type of productions he was in.
Yeah. Yeah, you have.
He was just like, yeah, this checks.
All right. And meanwhile,
Seems legit.
that's what you did. Also, Ziggy, you may drag yourself onto the tracker down below. We'll get to
Oh, I
you.
can?
Yeah, in a little bit. Oh, actually, no, don't. I forgot that's a
Yeah, I was
captain.
going to say, you want us to know what he looks like?
Not yet.
Yeah.
No, we'll hold off on that for now.
Yeah.
Rizik, Hotaru, and Yura, you each get 1 action. What would you like to do before you have arrived at your destination?
Continuing doing some research on exactly what Thomas's situation is based off the information I was able to get from the spirits last session, though it does sound like definitely going to need an avatar who knows how to journey to the spirit world or the information from the library. I figure I can do some observation to help with that when we get to it.
Fair.
I'm going to be channeling all of my potential frustrations into artwork.
Okay.
I suspect I'm talking to one of said potential frustrations about things.
Probably. There may be some tasteful nude statues around the tank train in the future.
As you are making those tastefully nude statues of Kono, I'm assuming it's Kono, or is it your other friend?
No, it's Kodo.
It is.
How dare you suggest such a thing, sir?
I know I already did a thing, but if I notice this, can I butt in very briefly?
Sure.
Kotaru, you might notice Mingwa noticing the statues and, also starts posing suggestively, as in, suggesting new poses to do statues in.
I will laugh at that and make at least one statue of you posing.
I am
Specifically you.
delighted by this and instantly, run off to make sure Nora and Han see it.
Chishiki is actually going to come over and start inspecting your work, and after a careful evaluation of the most tasteful parts of these statues, quickly opening the book, scribble, 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 close book. This is very impressive considering he's doing this with paws and a pen in their mouth. Anything else from you guys besides just the natural? Ziggy, not Ziggy, Rizik. Gosh, this is going to get confusing because with all the Z's around. Rizik, could you kindly make me a otherworldly mythos? Okay, didn't even call for the. Yeah, okay. Principal.
I was just assuming.
Yeah.
But otherworldly mythos status, and do you want lightning calculator or inventions? Or tank train?
I'll give you inventions because it's the higher die.
Let's say, what do you want, Sean?
I think the obvious answer is always tank train. It doesn't matter what the question is. The answer is always tank train.
Mm-hmm.
That will be an 8.
Okay. Oh, that's confusing as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that roll, you get a little bit more information about Thomas. Honestly, with how you're piecing this together, and talking with him, just because you've been doing so well, you're actually starting to get to the point where you don't actually think you need an avatar or a bridge to the spirit realm. You think you are almost getting the feeling that when Mune was talking to you the previous night, he was being extravagant. Like, it wasn't necessary to do that stuff. You're confident you could probably undo whatever was done to Thomas relatively simply. You're just not sure exactly what that relatively simple thing is yet, but you don't think you need to necessarily go into the spirit world to do it.
Well, that will definitely make things easier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you get this mostly from talking to Thomas. He's referring to, wiggling at body parts that have no correlation between whatever he is and the tank train. Like he's saying, I'm wiggling, my fingers and, twitching my nose, which are things that the tank train clearly does not have.
Yep. And doesn't even have equivalent of, like, the wheels sort of being like limbs.
Yeah, not really. I mean, you've seen him kind of generate limbs out of nothing.
Yep.
In any case, after I'm going to say a day and change, following morning, you're going to start seeing people traveling the road, also heading in the general direction of Tuzin. Are you guys trying to hide the tank train, keep it out of sight, or are you going to be more staying towards back roads and going through the forest and whatnot?
Well, we did remove any Fire Nation symbols and have put up the very tacky logos of Hans Boss's company.
Yeah, of Franco's business. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we potentially could go to Main Road, but,
It's entirely
I kind
up
of
to
would
you.
want to stay safe, but but we kind of are on time limit.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like now that we are not immediately going to get attacked by everyone, doing Main Road is probably reasonable.
Since we probably want to catch up with this potential Avatar sighting faster than not.
Okay.
Right.
So, as you're traveling along the main road, the closer you get to the city of Tuzin, the more bustling it seems to get, and you're actually noticing a bunch of posters and signs that are on, I'm going to say bulletin boards that are, along the main road, at the entrance to the cities, along the side roads of neighboring villages. And it's actually proclaiming that the Flying Opera Company is going to be in town for a week and a half or so, and on the final night they will be putting on the classical performance of Love Amongst Dragons, immediately after which they will be doing a display to bring hope and faith to the entire nation, to show that the Avatar is still alive and well and is being kept safe by them.
Yeah, Mingwa would very excitedly tear down a poster and show it to other members of the party.
Meanwhile, you are not featured on this poster.
I know, but I still recognize the logo and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you recognize the logo. For the ones of you among the Fire Nation, you definitely do recognize a rather handsomely made mask of some kind, representing the main character of that show, the Dragon Emperor. Prominently featured on one side, it says the shows for Love Amongst Dragons, the final performance is the big one where they reveal the Avatar, but it does have showings every night. And also you can go to the fairgrounds, and it's, got a list of, stalls, games, different types of foods from different nations and cultures. Very much like what you would expect a carnival or bazaar to have. So,
Seems fun.
with that in mind, what would you guys like to do as you approach? Would you like... And where do you want to leave Thomas is the big
So
question.
how many days do we have for before we get to their final show?
Numbers, math. You went up there. You really stretch it. I'm going to say this is probably the last show night.
Okay, then like we could potentially watch the show to determine whether or not that is actually Avatar rather than harass them now, since there's a chance this is just a fake, seeing as how we have another Avatar sighting.
Yeah, I think watch the show sounds like a reasonable plan.
Okay.
It'll be good to see some things.
All right. Now, I'm going to say that as you guys get closer, first off, are you parking the tank train anywhere near the fairgrounds, or are you going to be parking it a ways away? Fairgrounds are like in this big open field on the outskirts of the city.
We already were seen on the main roads, so I guess not too far away, but definitely going to secure the area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, as you walk into the walk past the village and secured, it's kind of like got that sloping mountain range behind it, and a lot of the buildings are actually very well made. This is not a village. This is a city. It's like an old style Western location. The buildings are 2 stories tall, in some cases 3 stories tall. Looks like there's like a section for residential. There's a section that's closer towards like a mining encampment. And you can find like stores and little stuff around if you want to purchase anything. I'm going to say common. And over by the mine area is where the carnival proper is set up. It has a bunch of very rickety-looking stalls, a couple of carriages, proclaiming Flying Opera Company, the Amazing Tumblers, aerial acrobats, players, etc. Kind of like dressing rooms, one for each of the different talent groups. And just a big-ass tent in the middle of the area as kind of like the center point. Do you all want to stay together, or do you want to split up, is the question.
Well, I know Mingwell's beelining the fairgrounds with Nara on his shoulders, regardless of what everyone else does.
I'm going to actually say that Nara is dragging Han off elsewhere because Nara is not present.
That's fair.
I'll be right back. My son gets very sad when I do not put him to bed.
Okay.
Understandable.
I'll be back in a few.
Hotaru probably gets dragged off with Nara and Han for the meantime, and will join up with you guys later. For this, I will actually use the tracker.
Okay.
So, do we want to split up and make sure to meet back up for the show?
Sounds good. It's a city.
Well, it's a carnival, but yeah.
I mean,
It's a carnival. We all know where the tank train is in case there's a problem.
for a lot of us, if trouble happens, we're not exactly going to be silent normally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So with that in mind, if I can get this frickin' tracker to work. Is that the right size? Nope. Nope.
Never.
It's too big.
Oh my.
Far too big. Okay, so all of you, this is going to be a short tracker. That's why it's 4 too wide this way. There we go. Yeah. Everybody kindly put yourselves on there except for Ziggy. You're each going to get 3 actions. Green, yellow, and red, and then we will determine where we go from there. Ah, crap.
What do you do?
Well done.
Yep. Hold on. Don't move. Don't move. 2 back! There we go. Huzzah! I win. Victory.
Izzy broke it.
We don't have a map. We are just on the world map still.
That's a lie. It's there. Yeah, you're still on the world map for now. I don't have a map for the entire fairground. I have a map for inside the tent.
Got it.
That being said, who would like to go first?
I know that I would like to go with someone else. Given that Nora and Han are off elsewhere, I don't have a preference for who.
Okay. I mean, you're Zik. Or if you want to wait for Hotaru to come back.
I'm perfectly happy to wait for Hotaru to come back as well.
Yep.
Like, I probably...
Here.
Well, sorry.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
All right. So who would like to go first is the question. Don't make me roll a d4 and pick one of you.
I was gonna say, do we want to start with Mingwa and Hotaru's excellent adventure?
Sure.
Sure.
One Hotaru's excellent adventure.
Yes. Since you are closest thing to child, Mingwa has to nanny something.
Yes, exactly. And Hotaru has been sad, and Mingwa wants to show Hotaru a fun place.
That's fair.
All right. So, Mingwa and Hotaru. Where are you taking Hotaru, Mingwa?
Honestly, I'm just kind of like taking her around the various tents and such that I can remember. Like, I might remember a particular shooting game, but in general, just like the atmosphere. And Cece, isn't this a nice place?
Yeah. So one thing you both notice as you're wandering around, everybody who's well, not everybody. There are a bunch of people who are handling stalls, selling food or whatnot. Looks like it's mostly local grown foods or people from the town. But there are a couple of people who are just like standing around, like sitting on barrels with their backs propped against a wall, or like, working the perimeter of the tent that are in this white face paint with red makeup right over their eyes and lightly blushed around the corners of their face and cheeks. And Mingwa, you would know that makeup anywhere.
Oh, yes. I cheerfully wave to any of them that I see.
Mingwa, could you do me a favor? I would like you to make me a check.
Yes, what am I rolling?
I'm actually going to give you animal control and banter for this. A 5. Okay, yeah, you get a couple of smiles and nods back. There's going to be one guy who's a long, lanky fellow wearing the same kind of makeup, who's just going to kind of be eyeing the two of you as you wander around. And he's going to saunter over and just be like, "Hey there!"
Yes?
Is this your animal?
I look extremely offended at that question.
She doesn't really belong to me.
Then what's she doing here?
Enjoying the show?
Look, unless you got a trained animal around here, there's not supposed to be any animals on the premise.
I flipped the dude off.
Yeah, he gets angry with that. Mingwa, it's fuzzy, but you're just like, you don't like this guy.
Nope. This guy's being rude and being mean to Hotaru, and that's unacceptable.
Alright, look, if you're gonna have this animal around you, at least put it on a leash. Okay? Gotta make sure everybody here is safe.
Is the dude wearing a scarf or anything resembling that?
I'm gonna go... Yes.
Cool. I want it.
You're taking it?
Yes.
I'm assuming you're not being subtle about it.
Not in the slightest. Like, I'm not being threatening, but I'm not being remotely subtle.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna say you get it. You are much stronger than this individual.
Cool. I, wrap one end of it around my hand and hold the other end out to Hotaru.
I just kind of shrug. I'm like, well, you did say a leash.
Yeah, this guy is going to like have fallen on his bottom after you stole the scarf. Is going to stand up, dust himself off, and just like grumble and walk away, heading towards what looks like to be a ticket booth. He's just going to be like, "I'll get you for this."
I blow a raspberry at him as he leaves.
Yeah. He's just going to head off and just be done with you guys. I'm going to say that's your turn, Minghua. Hotaru, did you want to do anything specifically in that exchange?
No, I was enjoying watching the show there.
Okay.
I am curious if I was getting any other particular looks from the people in the makeup.
There are several people who are giving you looks. No one is approaching you.
Got it.
Anyway, who would like to go next? Rizik or Yura, what would you like to do?
I will probably walk around, potentially play a game, but moreover try and keep an eye out for what type of people are here.
Okay.
And if there's anything unusual.
For a fairground, it's... Hold on a minute.
I mean, it's not paranoia when it keeps happening.
Fair. Very fair. Give me lightning calculator and... You have no...
Oh yeah, I'm not actually equipped to deal with this.
Untrained quality. You get a D4 for this.
Yeah.
Succeed, but with a minor twist. Okay. Looking around, there's a couple of things. Like, this seems like very standard fare for a, This seems like very standard fare for a carnival. You have, people playing games. You've got different assortments of food. The odd thing you're finding is, as you get closer to, like, the tents and playing games and whatnot, you're looking around and you're actually shocked at how innovative this group is. And what I mean by that is there's a person, again, wearing the white face paint with red makeup over their eyes, and kind of like being an entertainer, telling a grand story in front of a bunch of children while hopping along the backs of, oh god, what the hell were those? Ox cows? Horse oxes? What was the bull thing they showed in there? Two large bovine creatures that are lashed together and constantly walking in a circle. And he's just kind of standing in place, hopping between the two of them. And as these two bovine-like creatures walk in a circle, it's actually spinning a gear, which is, hooked up by a conveyor belt, and it's actually running a nearby ride to keep kids spinning around. The gears are all made of wood. Looks like it's made of old broom handles and whatnot. But it functions very similar to how, you put gear trains together for the tank train. So, more innovative than you would have normally expected for common carny folk. The other thing you notice is that all of them seem to be wearing the exact same outfit, which almost, because of how bulky it is, like you can tell, like if somebody's much taller, much shorter, got a lot of extra poundage on them. But for the most part, if people are about the same height, you can't tell what their build is. Like, it's impossible to tell, like, if it's a boy, if it's a girl, if it's, a man or a woman. Like, as long as the height is, like, the main determining thing. And if they hid their faces, you would never know.
Huh. Well, I will try to find one of them that doesn't look that busy to talk shop with, because always looking for non-military applications for engineering.
Okay. You're actually going... You just want to grab the first person that you see?
First person who isn't busy, like...
If it turned out to be the dude I just stole the scarf from, that would be hilarious.
Well, I think the guy you stole the scarf from has more notable features than these guys.
Nope, dressed the same way.
Huh.
They're actually going to tell you, oh yeah, this was mostly, we have to break this down and put it back together, whenever we move to a new location. But, you're gonna want to talk to, Rian. The rest of us, he's the one who, pretty much designed all these things and put them together. Genius when it comes to, like, technological stuff.
Oh, where could I find them?
He's not the most social person. He likes to, like, hang around the tent or, like, disappear into the dark when he can.
Okay, well, thank you. I'll see if I can find him.
Yeah. Just look for the guy with the white face paint and the red eyeshadow. You can't miss him. And then they're gonna go run off.
Well, I will start looking for that person to talk shop with.
Okay. And, lastly, Yira. Or did we lose Nick?
I think Yira is going to mostly, be watching over Kono and introducing her to the carnival. I'm not sure what experiences in life and humanity she's had.
I'm sorry, say that again. Oh, just like...
Introducing Kono to the carnival.
Introducing... Okay, you took Kono with you.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, point of interest.
Yes, Yura is bringing Kono there mostly supervised
You're
because...
supposed to be the wise one.
Yes, Wex, this is why I'm not leaving her alone in the tank train. Where anyone could wander over and say hi.
Fair point.
I will also point out Nick did buy Kono as a sidekick.
Ah, okay.
Because I was like, this NPC is fun.
Yep, valid.
And by buying the spirit as a sidekick, you have more control over what will happen with them.
That's not true at all.
That is not true in the slightest, but no,
Darn.
mostly
We
Yura's...
can hope.
Yeah, mostly Yura's just like, alright, let's go play some games, or listen to some music, or watch someone, swallow a sword, and whatever else happens at this type of carnival.
Okay, I'm gonna say all that happens, but since you have Kono with you, she's actually going to look over, and there is going to be a stall that says fortune telling, spiritual magic, learn the future by looking into your past.
Oh no.
I mean, Yura's gonna be like, he's probably a charlatan, but it might be fun. In fact, he's almost certainly a charlatan, but it can still be entertaining.
We'll never know unless we try. And yeah, Kono's just going to run over there, like, almost excited.
Sure.
And peering into this tent, you're going to notice two things. First off, like, the tent is, like, covered and blocked a little bit, and as you open up the curtains to go in, a couple of streams of sunlight are going to come in and just illuminate the area a little bit. The interior of this tent is completely lit by candles, with the exception of this large glass orb sitting dead center on a small round table, the inside of which is foggy, and it looks like it's lighting up with some kind of blue energy. Crackling with lightning, almost.
Interesting.
And there is this old woman with, colorful scarf wrapped around her head, bulbous nose, warts on her face, hair sticking out of each of the warts, but still with the same white makeup that you've become accustomed to from the other venues that this carnival has to offer. Mm-hmm. And she looks very in place, considering the ambiance that this tent has set up. Her gnarled fingers are swirling around this glass orb, and she is talking to a client. And the client is probably the thing you immediately noticed first upon peering in. A hulking, massive figure of a man with a ratty cloak that's been torn and beaten, and all sorts of horrible things have probably happened to this, what was once a cloak, but is now pretty much just a glorified rag being draped over their shoulders. Ziggy, would you like to introduce yourself and describe the rest of your character?
Oh boy.
Yes.
So, yeah, as mentioned, he's a very big boy, easily about 7 feet tall, give or take. And under this rag, this cloak, you can see basically the only other clothing that he wears is basically a pair of kind of ratty shorts that probably were pants at one point, but have since given away to erosion and the ravages of use. And the other thing being sets of very heavily layered hand wraps and leg wraps in sort of like this gauze sort of form. Underneath which, the more eagle-eyed of you may notice, you can see the glints of metal. Very, very thick, heavy-looking metal. Aside from that, he is not wearing a shirt. He is completely bare-chested and barefooted. And all across his chest and back, as well as parts of his face, you can see very heavy scars, and but more than that, very heavy blisters and burns. But burns that seem to have these blisters on top of them. Kind of, they don't quite match the same sort of burns that you get from, say, firebending. It seems a little more blistery and warped than that. Along with very short, cropped hair and a very scarred face. Dude, and just
The reaction with my tea just went off. I'll be right back.
And that's what Ziggy looks like if you're on Roll20.
Yep.
Where is Ziggy on Roll20?
Look at my avatar.
Yeah.
I have people set on names only, so I will have to change that.
So,
I also only have names. I don't have pictures.
is this person basically in line in front, or just waiting in the tent?
Any chance you'd be kind enough to post it in?
Yes, I'll post it in the Discord.
He's also now on the tracker.
Oh, yes.
He's tiny though.
Okay, yeah, I'll post it here.
Thank you.
Copy image. Where is this? Should I put this in general? I'm gonna put it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just put it in general.
Yeah. Okay. Bloop.
So yeah, Ziggy, as this woman is like swirling her hands around this crystal ball, she's going to say, yes, you've had much trial and tribulation in your life, but Granny Woo-Wah can see all. I can help you. In fact, I sense you will find kindred spirits who will not only tolerate you, but accept you for who you are. Here, in the Flying Opera Company.
I have no desire to join the circus.
No. Not join the circus, child, but find those who are willing to accept you, who can help you through your pain. Thank you. And as this person is saying this, she's like, in fact, I could point them out to you. For 5 more silver.
Yura, who can overhear this, is just going to roll her eyes at that.
Yeah. Also, Ziggy, clearly there are 2 people who have just entered the tent and are listening in now behind you.
I'll sort of turn around and oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was a private session.
No apologies needed. There was no one watching outside to tell us when to enter.
What? Where is that lazy bones Rian? He was supposed to be watching the front of my tent. I don't give away fortunes for free, after all.
And
No, you're just going to tap on shoulder. Please finish. We'll wait outside.
Thank you. Now, you mentioned something about 5 silver?
yeah.
Stepping back out of the tent.
Ziggy, I'm just going to assume you have no money.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, as Yura and Kono are stepping out, she's just going to be like, "What? No money?" And if you would like to try to intimidate her to get more of a fortune reading, Ziggy, you may. Or you can leave.
I'll just leave.
Okay.
Yeah. She's just a nice old lady. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, as you're leaving, you're just going to hear her mutter under her breath,
Cheapskate.
My apologies. I believe my session is finished, if you wish to continue.
Yes, go, get out of here. I have many more fortunes to tell. I'm sure there's some young, impressionable child here who wants to know all about her love life.
How audible is this to standing just outside of the tent?
I mean, is that a cue that it's my turn?
No. that's a cue that that Kono might be trying to barge in, and is probably going to literally walk straight into you, Ziggy. Because you still haven't meant...
I'm going to say, if Kono's trying to walk in, Euro will be like, we should wait for him to come out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kono took a step forward, and her nose is just, like, buried in, I guess, your upper abdomen or lower pecs now, Ziggy.
That makes sense.
Yeah. She's going to look up, see your face. You will look down, see nothing but boob. And, that's where I'm leaving you to.
Does that mean we have to go to the next person, Izzy, or are we continuing this?
I'll move to the next person. We'll go into yellow now, because
Okay.
most of you have better things in yellow. Who would like to go next? Don't everybody jump at once.
I can go and try to find Rianne.
Okay.
Like, I will start my search there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Rizik, I would like you to make me a... You have nothing for this. You know, make me a...
Persuasion to get information from people.
Yeah, make me a persuasion check.
And I'm going to assume, like, in calculator, since that's just a mental skill, so...
Mm-hmm. 6. Succeeds, but with a minor twist. Oh boy! Yeah, so you talk to a couple of people at stalls, Sean. Every time I want to say Rizik, I end up saying Ziggy now. This is going to be a problem in future games.
Clearly, one of them needs a nickname.
Yeah, I mean, you can...
This is the character name!
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Look, just say Riziki when you need to talk about either one of them, and it'll be fine.
This will be better after Ziggy.
Alternatively, Izzy, just go zzz, and then we don't know if they're napping or calling one of them.
All right, it's your turn. Ha. Is that Hotaru or Han? We can't tell.
Yeah.
So Rizik, as you talk to a couple of people, they're actually going to point out that they think they just saw Rian heading over towards the Ringmaster's tent. And go ahead.
I will thank them and then start heading in that direction.
Yep. As you do so, you see this tall, lanky fellow, in a, like, very frustratedly, not shouting, but just like, I can't believe this happened to me. Like, you know, a under the breath kind of shouting. at a person who has a magnificent mustache poking through his white face paint and a large red coat with tails, a big-ass top hat, what looks like some kind of whip rolled up under his arm, and a very robust and rotund individual. He's like, Sagan, I don't know if I can deal with this much more. I mean, people of all over are coming in here. It's driving me nuts. They're touching everything. One of them stole my scarf with a giant goat gorilla.
Friendship.
Yep, not going to comment on that part. Going to hide anything, not reacting to hearing that whatsoever. That sounds... I feel... Meanwhile, probably had a reason for it. I'm just going to trust that there was a reason for it.
You can believe what you want.
You can believe whatever you want, sure.
There was a reason for it.
Yeah.
It's just not necessarily a good reason, which is
I mean,
what
hey,
we
it's
prefer.
better than Delibird, so that's something.
Yeah, it is.
ODB.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I had to prove a point.
Yeah. The ringmaster is just going to look at us. Just relax, calm down. We'll be leaving here tonight without any issues, or we'll be able to pack everything up. We'll be gone in the morning. First light, we'll be heading on to our new city. So just relax. Don't blow a gasket. He's just like treating him like a child, kind of patting him on the head in a very demeaning sort of sense before, turning and just kind of strutting away.
Seeing as how I will attempt to knock, realize that with tents there's not really anything to knock on, and basically then just announce myself of, excuse me, I was hoping that I could talk with Rian for a moment.
What do you want?
Oh, well, was interested in some of the work you had on various aspects of the carnival out there.
Did something break or something?
Oh, no, nothing broke, but much more impressive engineering than I admit I was expecting to see out here, so...
Oh.
Gives a chance... So, don't get a opportunity to shop that often, especially with people who prefer civilian applications, which there really should be more of.
Sean, make me another persuasion and gadgets. I'm going to say persuasion and gadgets.
Okay.
You're in yellow.
Yep.
A 5. Same thing. Okay, his eyes are going to kind of like twinkle a little bit. Like, oh, well, it's not often people appreciate my work. I wish I was able to do a little bit more and just have to, use whatever they've got kind of knocking around here. Do you build things as well?
Yeah, a little bit more focus on vehicles as of late, but...
Vehicles, like carriages and stuff from nearby towns?
Yeah. Been working on gear. Worked on a lot of gear trains. Have been trying to figure out some better civilian transport options, along with if there's any other things can do. Most recently was trying to work on some farming equipment. Not sure if I got it right though.
I mean, most stuff around here, you just nail 2 4 wheels onto a slab of wood and have a horse pull it, and people are happy. You actually do involved in gear trains?
Yeah. Well, like that can work and hold up for a time period. Like, there's a limit to how much carriage like that can carry, and speed's going to be limited. Going to be very limited by list off some animal combination involving a horse, because I don't remember what it is for Avatar.
Ostrich horses.
By the ostrich horse.
He's going to start talking about like grand designs of like being able to like eventually like he's hoping to like make it more widespread where there will be carriages without the ostrich horse.
Yeah, I am definitely going to continue conversation with him and discuss things with him about that. Actually thinking about it, if reduce the armor from the rapid troop transport design, which is part of the reason why it was too heavy for a standard power source. But expect that there will just be more talking shop conversation about this and more knowledge on how you construct vehicles than I personally have.
Okay, question. Reducing armor for a power source, did you say that out loud?
I will make a comment on reducing weight and weight concerns. I'm not going to mention the power source.
Okay. Well, I mean, the simple he's just going to comment on simple things to do then is if you reduce the weight enough, it's often better to go with a better material. And then you have to get involved in the smelting process for making things not only lighter but more durable. In some ways, composite metals can be sturdier and lighter than most pieces of wood, which, he's going to gesture around as what we're using here.
Yeah.
You've made a friend, is what I'm going with here.
Yep.
Who would you like to pass to?
Let's go to the person who stole his scarf.
Okay, Mingwa and Hotaru, it's your turn.
Let's have Hotaru take point at the moment.
I don't know what's around.
Same thing as I told you last time. There are a couple of games. There is everything you heard me explain on the other things still holds true. There's a guy doing outdoor theater while bouncing off of the backs of, let's see, what type of animal would this be? I think it's Komodo rhinos? Yeah.
Just make some stuff up, Izzy.
Yeah.
No, that one actually is a standard thing.
Okay, good.
Oh.
I actually think that was one of the images I pulled from way back when. But yeah, that's hopping back and forth between the Komodo rhinos. And he's actually reciting poetry as he is doing it. Not even looking at his feet, but still hopping around. Again, lots of food stalls, a few more games. Out of character, you guys now know that there is a fortune teller about. And, then there's just the tent proper. I will say you also walk past a couple of carriages, one of which is on the side of it says the amazing tumblers, and the entire carriage is just kind of rattling back and forth. And you think you hear some kind of noise coming out of there.
Is it locked away or anything?
The carriage would be locked, yes.
Can I see into it or anything?
No, it's black, but inside you hear, oh.
I'm curious, but I don't really want to break the rules here.
Mingwa's with you. Do you give the thumbs up, Mingwa?
Yes.
Okay.
I am a curious gorilla goat.
Well, just because I'm a bad person, guys, Merry Christmas. I promised you Tumblr porn.
Oh, boy.
Where did you post the water thing?
Well
It's like,
played,
I just blush. I'm like, oh, nope. That'll just walk away.
Oh my god. Yeah, you will notice, not related to what Hotaru just witnessed, that Mingwa is probably the most relaxed you've ever seen him.
What?
Normally he's kind of alert to the surroundings and looking over his shoulders, but right now he's just completely relaxed and seems almost at home.
You look happy, big guy.
I nod and kind of make a... I've probably taught you guys, a few simple hand signs at this point, and I just make a hand sign for family.
You're welcome.
You just wanted to say you're welcome?
Yeah. Actually, while you're staring, while you've got that carriage opened up, Hotaru, I'd like you to make me a check, please.
Okay.
Roll for Eiffel?
Yes, roll awareness, and I'll give you the choice, creativity or insight. They mean two different things. I'm not telling you what they mean.
Why?
Because Izzy is a cruel master.
Creativity sounds more interesting. I think I got an 8.
You're using a collection on this? Nice.
Okay.
Sick.
So Ziggy, remember how I was telling you there are multiple applications for collections?
Yeah.
One of them is declaring to change one of the values of your die. So Wex is using it to change his yellow die to an 8, since he's rolling
Gotcha.
mid.
Gotcha.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. Okay. So, 2 things, 3 things. Definitely 2. I'm trying to think if I can think of a third. So, first thing you noticed is, wow, Tumblr's really flexible. Like almost double jointed. Very, you almost can't look away. You're wondering if Kono is that flexible, and at the same time, you're in the back of your head, you're wondering, Yuki seemed pretty flexible when she was dancing. No, out of my head.
Yeah, that's about right.
Other thing you're going to notice is, this tent, there's a lot in here on the walls hanging around. It looks like there's a lockbox. It looks like there is a pile of precious stones. It looks like there is a bag of something that is overflowing with gold. Dare you say almost ill-gotten goods. There are a couple of strangely placed, like a rock with these blue lines and whatnot kind of etched into it up on a shelf somewhere. In another corner, you see a couple of pairs of handcuffs. On the other end, you see piles of rope, lockbox. Part of you is is this the Tumblr tent, or is this just where they keep all of their stuff?
I don't know. This place scares me now.
Yeah, also in the corner, I'm going to say you see spears, swords, whips, knives, etc.
Oh my.
From your angle, they look real.
I mean, could they be real? Wouldn't that be part of a performance? I guess they would normally have prop swords, wouldn't they?
Let me rephrase. They look real and sharp.
I guess I'm going to ask them in Minghua. I'm like, hey, Minghua, do they have real weapons as part of these shows?
I just nod and seem confused about why you are confused.
Okay. Not sure what you would want me to react with here, is he?
No, that's fine. That's what you get.
Okay. I guess I'll just file it away.
Okay.
Because, there's nothing really to act on with that right now. Not for me, at least.
Yeah. Honestly, this carriage in particular was more for Kenzie to know where all the shinies are.
Alas, no Kenzie.
Rip.
Yeah.
We are forever doomed.
Too bad, so sad.
Too bad, so sad. No shinies for you.
Man, first no fireworks, now no shinies.
Yeah.
Life of an urchin is so terrible.
Yep.
Rude.
Mingwa, any...
Next she'll have to deal with bedtime.
You already give Nara bedtime.
Yes, and?
Is there anything you want to do specifically right there, Mingwa?
Not specifically right there. So if you've got more stuff by the Tumblr porn, then go for it. But otherwise, I'm just going to kind of keep dragging Hotaru around because this place is loud and boring. and let's just end up near the fortune teller's tent for funsies.
Okay, that is where you guys will end up for Red. Speaking of which, fortune teller's tent right now, Ziggy and Yira, you guys are in the position you were in last time. With Kono looking up at
Has Ziggy gotten character descriptions for all of this yet, is he?
for all of you. Actually,
And
Ziggy,
also what is going on? Well,
Specifically
for
for
all of us and
Kono?
Yeah, I think.
No.
Oh,
I have not.
okay.
Yeah.
Yira, Nick, give your characters a description very quick, please. Ziggy is effectively coming in mostly blind.
Yep.
That's what I was assuming, and the reason why I asked you that question.
Fair.
You can just give the cliff notes. Yeah.
Yep. So Ziggy, cliff notes for Yira, considering it is older woman, somewhere between like late 30s to early 50s, somewhere in there, in like that range.
Bang.
Graying hair, wearing fairly fine Earth Kingdom clothing with a sword on her belt. Notably, if you actually know what's in the Earth Kingdom, she doesn't look like she's actually from the Earth Kingdom that much.
I see.
But, like, has done the barest minimum to seem like someone blending in.
I see.
Actually, Ziggy,
Is he knowing my background? Is there something I recognize here?
actually, I'm just going to say, yeah, you'd recognize there are definitely some Fire Nation features on Yira.
I see.
Also, the woman that is with her, that walked into your pectorals, short, kind of meek, very frail-looking woman with very well-defined cheekbones, long, luscious hair, milky white skin. Doesn't look like dirt really sticks to her skin, but her robe, which is seemingly the only article of clothing she has, as you can see different aspects of her body poking out, as the robe doesn't seem to fit right. It keeps loosening right around her midsection, just revealing. So you constantly get, like, looking down, you constantly see a side boob. And then, like, she'll try to cover up, and it'll just keep parting. The robe is very dirty, even though she is not. She looks, like, pristine, and she's wearing a pair of very worn flip-flops. And as she looks up at you, her lips are going to kind of pucker with, very deep red look, and her eyes are just going to make contact with yours, unblinking, as if she's reading you. And
I will immediately back up to about, to about like a 3 to 6 foot distance.
So back into the fortune teller's tent?
A little bit, yeah.
Get out of here! I told you! No copper, no fortune!
Something's flying towards you if you don't get out of the tent immediately.
I'll try to dodge out of the way of it.
You dodge.
Okay.
There's like a pan that just comes flying out of the tent, harmlessly going off into the corner.
All right.
And as
I'm going to basically like, I'm going to do like the Sokka thing where he shuffles in a clockwise, movement, like to move around. Yoko, was it?
Kono,
sorry. Yeah, gonna do that to sort of like clockwise shuffle around Kono.
Her eyes are just gonna kind of lock on you and just say, "Oh, you have so much turmoil." And gonna turn to Yuri. He needs comfort.
Oh no!
I do not care to be touched.
Oh, it's okay. I have been practicing different forms of comfort that do not involve touch, thanks to Yira. Right, Yira?
That's correct. Kono has a way of making people feel better. But if you don't want anything, then he does not want that, right, Kono? You're like briefly very different look there.
I mean, his mouth says no, but his, entire demeanor screams that he desires comfort.
and we listen to what his mouth is saying.
That makes it very difficult to get anything done.
Boy, does it.
I appreciate the kindness and the support, Miss. Just sort of gestures at.
Oh, Yura, and this is Kono. And you are?
Kakan.
Well, well, Kono, do you still want to go get your fortune read, or shall we head somewhere with fewer flying objects?
I'll happily go get my fortune read, but I don't think we should leave him. He desires companionship, a closeness with others. Is that not what you desire?
I admit I was not expecting to run into the sort of look at Yura, a more familiar face, I suppose. But
He is now getting inspected much closer.
I'm just going to give this to you, Yura, because of your background. Though heavily burned and scarred, the tattered shorts that Kakan is wearing definitely look like those were the former leggings for, like, standard issue soldiers for the Fire Nation. But they have been, well worn and charred to the point where they are now shorts.
You'd be surprised how many find themselves in that sort of situation.
truly, that is more comforting than you know.
You just hear Kono whispering into your... Oh, talking gives comfort, you see. I told you we could do it without touching. But you seem to be better at it than I am right now.
Different skills for different groups.
Yeah, Kono was going to take a step back and just, let you two talk for a bit.
Yep. Don't mind me asking, where did you serve?
The Earth Kingdom colonies.
That's a fairly wide front.
Let's see. Near Taku.
What number is that on the map?
14.
14. Go double check what the name I actually put in my sheet is, because names are important.
They are indeed.
There. I made your life easier.
Wait, what did you do, Izzy? Did you just post in Discord somewhere?
I posted to the direct message to you.
I was primarily west of there.
Oh, I see. All we had to do was travel dozens of miles to meet one another. Fate is amusing that way.
Fate is amusing. It's actually entirely possible you might have been under my command at one point.
Truly. What rank were you?
Colonel at the end. Or Commander. Thank you, Izzy, because you have a different title scheme for that.
I actually had to do a deep dive into Fire Nation military and navy. There's a big difference, apparently.
I mean, yes, in most militaries there is, but...
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have been the same commander that led the assault on Puhai, were you?
The very same.
And as you see this, his eyes kind of like really light up as he seems to sort of forgets himself as he kind of moves to like shake your hand with both his hands. That was a truly spectacular display. I have heard so many things that you were able to perform such exemplary work. It's truly magnificent. And then he'll sort of clear his throat and back up a little more.
She'll take the opportunity and just very awkward, slight smile there. There are some things about what happened there that I'm proud of. The ability to do it at all is definitely one of those.
You're just going to hear behind you, like light clapping and say, "Comfort!" And
Yes, you broke up in the middle of that.
you're just going to hear clapping from behind you from Kono and just hearing, "Comfort!" And with that, I'm actually going to advance the scene tracker.
Okay.
Sounds right.
All right, who do you guys want to pass to?
Let's leave Fire Nation drama out for a little bit and thus pass to Rizik because Migwa and Hotaru are going to walk right into this.
Yup,
Yeah.
yup, we are.
Yeah.
So, mine is probably short because I'm probably continuing with making a friend and probably, like, doing some design sketches and, like, some simple prototypes from the tools that we have on hand, making miniature models, etc.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I'm expecting this just to be, like, pretty simple.
Mhm.
Unless Izzy has something to add.
Not particular. I would like you to roll. Hold on. Sean, remind me. Rizik, when talking shop about stuff, does he get overly excited?
Probably a little, especially since he hasn't been able to do this in forever.
Okay, I would like you to roll a conviction thing to see how much, unless you are willing to just like design something ridiculous, how close are you to putting something that would be exclusive on the tank train on paper to show him for like a smaller model or something.
What do you mean by exclusive on Tank Train? But yeah, I can roll conviction.
Very specifically, like how the gear trains would directly interact with the engine, which is very unique.
Okay. So would that be conviction, red status die, inventions?
I'm actually going to let you roll prototype tank train for this.
I mean, having me do prototype Tank Train over inventions, a worse die, but okay. And I'm assuming that principle of Gearhead doesn't apply for this since we're mostly talking things out.
You're talking shop, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see how well this goes. Is there any mechanical difference between a 4 and a 5? I forget.
Nope.
Nope, they are exactly the same.
So because this is mid-die, there's no point in me using a collection to change a die.
That is correct.
So, yep.
Okay.
Going with minor twist then.
Okay, well, you don't have a choice. You have to take the success with minor twist.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a good twist for you, Sean. So as you're starting to sketch a thing, like absentmindedly forgetting that like this is clearly Fire Nation tech as you're doodling the invention, this guy is going to look at that and without missing a beat say, "Oh, I get what you're doing there," and he's going to like take another pencil and start doodling and actually do a more elaborate but better ratio transition on the sketch, which even you hadn't thought of. It's like he picked up exactly what you were doing and was immediately able to improve on it.
That's really impressive.
Thank you. I just wish, we had, the parts to design something like this. It would make, traveling around so much easier.
Am I able to give business cards for Han's boss?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say yes.
Okay, because so I've currently sort of started working for this guy, and I will hand one of Frankto's business cards.
Frankto's business cards is literally just like a dollar bill made of gold.
Yeah, he probably would be interested in getting better better designs made and better transports, since he has a lot of he does a lot of trade.
Yeah. That's really interesting. He has this level of technology.
Not quite at the moment. But in all honesty, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd be willing to fund it.
Sounds like he has deep pockets.
Like you wouldn't believe.
I will keep my eyes peeled if I ever, see anything of his.
Yeah, I'll give him the location of where his headquarters is, though he currently left for some business and away at the moment.
So you're going to tell him he's normally stationed in Omashu?
Yeah.
Okay.
I figure that's relatively safe information to give.
Yeah. He's like, Omashu's not that far from here. Do you think
Yeah.
I'd be able to find him if I went there?
How long do I believe he's going to be gone for the current project with the...
You have no idea. You have
I,
no.
believe you do know where he was going.
You know exactly where he is. I don't know if you want to give that information. Is the thing.
Yeah, I'm trying... I don't know how long he's going to be away. I will give the vague general direction of where he's currently conducting business. Currently.
Are you saying? Are you saying up north, or are you saying the capital?
I'll say up north, near the capital.
What's he doing up there?
Stuff.
Yeah, I'll probably go into stuff that he's trying to do some trade, set up some new trade over there, and he has some stuff he wants to sell. He was actually looking at some different metals.
Oh, that's cool, but like, trade is boring. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah, trade. I'll agree with trade is boring, but like, it does bring good new ideas and good new equipment out.
I mean, it seems like we've got the best new ideas out right here.
Yeah.
Alrighty. With that, Sean, you've made a friend. You guys exchange names. You know where to find him. He kind of has an idea to where to find your boss in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I'll potentially be giving him more information later, but like, there's some level of paranoia that exists when you're on the run from the Fire Nation.
That is fair.
I might also poke you about buying a contact later.
That's fair. Okay. With that, I think you're all kind of grouped together now, so I'm just going to go to in front.
Yeah, I will pass to the mob.
Yes.
It is the mob. It is the mob. Hotaru.
As Mingwa and Hotaru approach and Mingwa spots Yara talking to this, like, hulk of a man, Mingwa's going to kind of speed up, so Hotaru has to speed up in turn or, drop the makeshift leash. Mingwa just kind of comes to a stop next to Yara and looks the dude up and down and is just kind of combination of boggling and is just like, no way is this guy bigger than me, what the fuck?
I actually need to do a Google search on how big are goat gorillas.
They're pretty big.
They're pretty big.
The answer here is the two of you need to arm wrestle.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Hold on, let me see. What's the size? We do not have. Just because in the show they were... Yeah.
Point is, that is very big for a person. Are you doing okay, Yira?
Yeah.
Ira looks completely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure goat gorillas are big. If Flopsy is any indication.
Yeah, you come up to like Minghua's biceps, like, which
if I stand all the way up, which I'm usually not.
Yeah,
Right.
like hunched over, walking on all fours, you probably come up to the shoulder, which is huge for a normal person.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Minghua's just... I imagine you two are just talking, and Minghua just kind of, like, looms in from the side of the frame, staring at Kakan.
Kakan will look over at the sudden shadow that's being cast on him, which is a somewhat novel sensation. And he'll just kind of look at the goat gorilla, and so he'll just sort of... kind of clearly talking to Yira. Does the circus let their animals roam around freely like this?
This one is actually with us.
I reach out and ruffle Yira's hair.
Hi, Ira. Who's your new friend?
This is Kakan. We just met in the fortune teller's tent, and
Yeah. It is so nice to meet new people.
Do I get any recognition stuff from him, or am I a little too distanced from Fire Nation military?
You are a little too distant from Fire Nation military. Outside of the burns and the scarring, yeah, you're not getting much. This is a big dude. That's what you get from this. But, like, very much statuesque.
Mm-hmm.
The male equivalent of Kono.
Cool.
mm-hmm.
Not, I mean, I'd love to do some art of him.
Do you say that out loud, or do you start doing art in front of him?
Neither. Nice to meet you, Kakan. I'm Hotaru. And, Ziggy, my character is what looks to be a young woman, probably no older than 20, dressed in very pretty Earth Kingdom robes, and has a look that you're not quite sure where she's from. That looks a little Fire Nation and a little Earth Nation. It's hard to say. Earth Kingdom. It's hard to say.
Kakan will look back at Yira. Is this another one of your companions?
Yes.
Then Kakan will give a deep bow, which probably will put him up to Hotaru's height, or down to Hotaru's height. And it is an honor to meet one who has served under such a distinguished individual.
Who are we talking about?
Oh, my apologies. I seem to have assumed. Please, forgive my rudeness.
Not entirely aware of everything that happened, but that's a discussion for a later time.
I just kind of look at you. I'm like, oh, is this more about... Okay. I get, like, a little reserved again.
And now Hotaru is getting a hair ruffle.
Thanks, Mingwa.
My apology. It was not my intention to offend.
It's nothing you did.
I see.
Anyway, why don't we continue enjoying the carnival?
Yeah, if you would not terribly mind, would it be bothered if I accompanied you?
More the merrier.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I hope that this will be the beginning of a great time, as it were. Yes.
Out of character. You seem trustworthy. Would you like to join our party?
Of course.
This is how this always goes.
Yes, this guy seems legit.
This guy-
Meta-wise.
This guy seems legit. He just showed up.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, is there anybody else who would like to do anything before we advance to the next scene? Since you guys are all still right outside of the fortune teller's tent, and there is still, the sun is starting to, set. And a couple of rest-a-busts, members of the Flying Opera Company, are telling everybody to get their tickets for the big show.
Well, we can't miss the big show. Obviously.
Obviously. Please go to the big show. The DM really wants you to go to the big show.
Meemaw is going to be herding everyone towards the big show.
Oh no, maybe we accomplished all of our goals and can just skip it now.
Hi, what fascinating architecture. Why didn't we look at this from there? Yeah.
I want to go to the big show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, so as you guys are heading into the tent, the ringmaster is going to kind of look at your group. I'm going to say you collectively met up together, so Rizzik has rejoined you guys. Nara and Han are still nowhere fucking to be seen.
They're probably elsewhere in the audience, wondering where the fuck we are.
Yeah.
There will be probably quick introductions between me and Kakan.
Actually, Sean, why don't you very quickly give your character description to Kakan?
Okay, so Rizzik is also from Fire Nation. He would be wearing basically clothes that were probably bought from Earth Nation and were at one point nice, but have been covered in grease and torn out since then. He is covered with tools, like several tool belts, several additional pockets that have been shoved with shoved full of equipment.
And he just walks around with that stuff.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, as you all are heading into the tent, I will say, people are, kind of, pointing you inwards. The ringmaster, the dude with this thick handlebar mustache, still the white face paint, and the red jacket with the long tailcoats, as he sees your group enter in, a look of familiarity is going to come on his eyes, and he's just going to kind of keep his eyes tracking on your group as you find your seats. This isn't a hard thing to notice. He's not being subtle about it at all. But he's definitely noticed your collective group.
Meanwhile, we'll wave at him.
Yeah, he's going to, hold on a minute. Yeah, as you wave at him, he's going to look at, make eye contact with you and wave back. And then, and then going to take 3 fingers, put them together, make a kiss motion, and do a little flourish with his other hand. You have no idea what that means.
I just tilt my head and then kind of look at Hotaru like, did you get that?
I just kind of shrug. It's weird.
This was like a kiss motion. Did he gesture for them to come up, Izzy?
No.
Okay. I was going to shrug. He's a performer. Maybe he finds the two of you interesting.
Actually, I take that back. Yeah, it was kind of a come up here. I'm retconning that. I'm sorry.
That's fair. Mingwa's going to, like, kind of point at himself like me, and kind of, like, look around and see if there's anyone behind him who's being indicated.
He's going to touch two fingers together and then kind of make a circle back and forth. The classic two-finger semicircle going forward, kind of like all of you.
I'm going to lumber forward.
This is an unexpected treat. I was not expecting to see you here anywhere. He's going to open up his arms like waiting for a big hug.
That's familiar enough. I'll do that.
Oh, Ming-Hua. I thought I recognized you. It's not every day a trained goat gorilla comes wandering in the circus, after all, am I right? Who are all of you that you brought our dear Ming-Hua back to us? Can finally, put the old posters back up. I'm going to say all four of you have come forward with Ming-Hua.
Seems reasonable.
So who are all of you?
Well, my name is Rizik. It's nice to meet you, and it's nice to meet some of the people that Mingwa knew, and I guess it was family, companions, going to point at Mingwa, look at Mingwa, and try and get what the correct word to use here is.
The Flying Opera Company, we are family. And family is important.
Well,
right, girl?
Really good. It's really good then that we've been able to travel with Mingwa here so that you guys can see each other.
Where did you come from? I'm curious. Actually, we'll talk after the performance. Please. I insist. All of you, take the box seats up top. They're currently vacated. I was going to be sitting up there, but I insist. All of you. Please.
Thank you. That's very kind.
Yeah. Guy's going to be looking at Hotaru, Yiro, and Kakan, who have not said anything. Just like, are you?
Thank you for your generosity.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, but please, think nothing of it. Anything for dear sweet Ming-Hua. Why, I cannot tell you the number of sold-out shows we have had because of her. Anyway, up to the box seats, all of you. The performance is about to begin, and the show must go on. Can't run late. Up.
Hi.
I guess we'll go up.
Indeed we will.
When we get up, going to ask Mingwa if they feel like they might want to leave it. Are they going to be wanting to leave and rejoin the Flying Opera Company, or are they going to be sticking with us after this?
You get a bit of an uncertain response.
That will get an odd and a thing of like, well, take your time figuring out. Don't mean to rush you or anything.
You get a friendly clap on the shoulder at that.
Yeah.
All right, so as you all nestle into your seats, the lights in this big top start to dim, and it's crowded. There are long wooden benches along the floor. You guys are actually up on like a small little platform with a couple of slightly more comfortable padded seats in there. This big top is being held aloft by these two large poles. They look like they're still, sunk into the ground, like they were trees and they've had most of their branches sheared off of them. And at the far end, you see what looks like a rather large stage, the center of which has almost like this regal-looking canopy above it. And as the lights in this tent seem to dim down, a couple of small candle lights are being lit at the front of the stage, and reflections are kind of shining up to illuminate the entire area as the curtains begin to part, and you can see some of the actors. And with that, I'm going to say 2-minute pee break, because I have a tiny little
Fair
bladder.
enough.
Okay.
Well, at least he can admit to it.
All right.
Hmm. Also, welcome, Ziggy.
Yeah, this is going interesting so far.
Mm-hmm. Why would we do anything normally?
Of course not. No, I'm enjoying this motley crew. It's good.
Now, do you know like anything about our party other than like?
Only the vague stories that I have been told.
As it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. Just curious. Just because there are some secrets.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm not aware of that. Yeah.
Ironically, you knew one of the ones that I have not told the others in character yet.
Yeah, I figured I was. I mean, I didn't know, but as soon as you mentioned, like, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, my character knows he's keeping secrets. I just don't know what they are.
Hmm.
Yup. Mostly keeping things that happened, 5, 6 years ago that are in the past now. I'm at least going to partially pretend they're in the past.
Oh, why would you do that? Yeah.
Yup.
I mean, Rizik's main secret is that he was a Fire Nation engineer, and that comes out very quickly.
Well, I'm not telling Ziggy my secret since he doesn't know it. I actually get to have a surprise this time.
Yep.
Interesting. All right.
Yep.
I do love how Dan was one of the one who managed to keep their known secret
No,
the longest.
yeah, don't tell him though.
I'm not going to say.
He actually doesn't know these. This is great.
I think he does know
he knows that one because we talked
he knows
about it.
that one because we've talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you tell him my shtick?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't. That.
Because Dan was also at the wedding, so...
Yeah.
Dan was talking about his own shtick at the wedding.
Yes, that is true. Yes, I learned about Dan's shtick. Not. I would not say I learned about other people's that much.
Mm-hmm. Will be great.
Mm-hmm. Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah. Oh. But no, I'm excited to see what you built for this, Ziggy, and also what you did and how your character wound up here.
Those are both going to be fun answers that I'm looking forward to you finding out.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm. Going to be a good time.
All right. Oh crap, I did have a fair ground prepped? That's disappointing.
You fool!
You've doomed yourself, you see. Doomed!
Duh. That's incredibly disappointing. Oh well, I'll take you to the big top. Okay.
We can only blame Izzy for this.
Yep. Is everybody back?
Say something
Maybe.
if you haven't come back.
I never left.
Mm-hmm.
Something.
I'm here.
Alright, so, if everybody would kindly drag yourselves...
All we can see is like a tiny square in the top left corner, just a flag.
Yeah.
Not for long.
Indeed.
I am tiny.
Come back here, tiny Hotaru.
Is thingamabobber.
You just...
Oh, there we go.
Yep. So yeah, you guys would be up here on these benches in the bottom left. But wait for me to make yourselves a little bit bigger. And I'm just missing Yira.
Can you ping it? Because I can't see where we are on the map. There we are.
If everybody can drag yourselves down here.
Oh, I see. Nope.
Zoop, zoop.
Bench.
All right. And let me just get the tracker real quick. Never leave home without it.
But why would we ever need a tracker at such a fun and inviting location, Izzy?
I mean, a tracker is always perfectly fine. Look at how things went while we were just wandering around. Everything was fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the tracker, guys. It's
a friend tracker.
It's a friendship tracker.
Friendship tracker.
Friendship.
Sure.
Surely you do not.
Red just means we've unlocked the romance options.
Actually, Yura, would you have brought Kono to this?
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay.
As I said, I'm being responsible in the sense of like, no, we're not leaving her by herself.
Okay. So Ziggy, this is what Kono looks like.
Okay. Interesting.
And Flying Opera Company. All right. I have no idea where the hell that guy just disappeared to, so I'm going to make another one.
Please hold, setting the stage. Take your seats now, ladies and gentlemen.
Come one, come all, for the most exciting show on earth.
I thought we all went there.
Frickin' everybody I could find in frickin' Kyoshi Warrior face paint.
Oh.
Including my personal favorite.
Of course.
Of course.
Nice. Yep. As you do.
As I do. Alright, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, right. This guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's okay, I got everybody. Okay, so main man over here, the old guy in the red coattails, is going to step out underneath the canopy and pronounce that this is the classical play known as Love Amongst Dragons. A tale of deep romance, of spirits trying to defy the odds and discovering who they are so they will know where they truly belong in the world. And as he says this, and where the hell is my other... Damn it, I need... There it is! Sorry, I needed one more image. Okay. So as he says that, he is going to back away. And there are several of the people from the Flying Opera Company, you know, but like just kind of around, watching the performance, keeping an eye on the crowd to make sure no one gets too rowdy throughout this whole ordeal. Anyway, the stage is going to light up. And for those of you who are in the Fire Nation, or from the Fire Nation, which is most of you, this is the equivalent of Romeo and Juliet. You've seen this show probably half a dozen times, either, you know, through schooling or, you know, through going to a show. It's famous within the Fire Nation. Within other nations, it's kind of known, but not really. So the story follows the Dragon Emperor, a powerful spirit who wandered around the spirit world trying to, effectively claiming that he was more powerful than the sun and that no elements could stand up to him because he was perfect. He was immortal. He was the greatest being that had ever been created. Portrayed by a man wearing shockingly accurate Fire Nation-ish garb, along with a very big headdress, which kind of covers his face, but armor and whatnot is very reminiscent of what you would expect to see in the Fire Nation military. And as he's going, exacerbating all the pros as to like why he is, more deserving than all others. How because of his strength and he is better equipped to rule than others, that he is more advanced than the lowly mortals of the world, and that is his divine mandate to rule. A lot of the kind of stuff you would be hearing in Fire Nation propaganda, in fact. And then as he is expositing, claiming how fantastic he is, this shadowy figure in a blue mask is going to come out and challenge the Dragon Emperor, claiming that he is in fact too full of himself, that he thinks so highly of himself and so lowly of others that he is no longer fit to rule because he is so disconnected from the world. The individual is called by the Dragon Emperor to be the Dark Water Spirit. And shockingly, all of you except for Kakan recognize the mask that is worn by this actor. It is in fact the face of the spirit La, though slightly more caricaturized, but it definitely resembles that spirit. And
I imagine that they didn't get the spirit to pose for the mask making, so that probably also leads to differences.
Yeah. And there is a simulated fight. The Dragon Emperor is flowing around with red streamers, kind of tossing them out quickly. You guys saw the Ember Island players, right? In the actual show? Yeah, so that kind of bending. The Dark Water Spirit is, by comparison, using a blue streamer to simulate their bending. And it actually shows the downfall of the Dragon Emperor with the Dark Water Spirit standing over them, claiming that they are tearing out their divinity, the thing that they claim made them above everyone else. That way he can go on to rule with the other elements, and that the Dragon Emperor will have to live like the lowly mortals that he overlooked for so long. And that the Dark Water Spirit is going to flip backstage, and there is going to be many long soliloquies with moments that are really hit home to the crowds, accompanied by percussion behind the curtains. As this individual is talking about how downtrodden they are, about how they've lost everything that made them special, how they are not worth anything anymore, how they are just dirt and dust, and there is nothing good left in the world for them. And as they are at this low point, they're going to meet a young mortal girl. And this mortal girl is going to help the Dragon Emperor, who keeps his identity hidden, get back on his feet. And she's always kind, always sweet to him, even though he's often brushing her aside, pushing her away, thinking that she is not worthy. But as the performance goes on, he begins to soften. And it seems as though there's an attraction building between them. Kono is going to be like, oh, this is a good part. Look at how much they're comforting one another. Would anybody like to make any kind of perception check at this point? Whatever you want.
I've seen this show before. I'm going to make a perception check.
Is the show generally considered high quality, or is it like kind of corny?
Honestly, depends on the actors.
Okay, what about this performance?
That's roll, and I will tell you what you think of it.
Can I create myself a pair of like those opera binoculars, and that's what I can be using for observation?
You may roll yourself a boost, yes.
I imagine that my observation roll is getting different information than the rest, since for me it's, does this line up with what I expect from this company?
Yeah.
Should I just do this as a boost to someone else? I give someone else the opera glasses, goggles, whatever?
That is entirely up to you.
Yeah, I'll do that. I will give them to Yera.
Kakan cries every time he sees this show.
Izzy, can I use Principle of Fire for this overcome? Because I've seen this show several times before.
Yes, you may. Kono,
is 9 a +3 or a +4?
9 is a +3.
Okay.
Who are you giving this to?
Yera.
Yera, I'm giving you a +3.
+3 persistent.
9.
Oh, okay. Hold on a minute. I'm giving you a +3 persistent. Please get rid of your +3 boast. Just drag it onto the whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was trying to...
You can... I don't think you can drag it right into them, but I can. So, you can drag it onto yourself, but you can't drag it onto others.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's see. We'll start at the top and go down.
Nope, I totally just gave Sean a bonus.
Wait, wasn't I the one who gave you a bonus?
Just testing to see whether or not I would be able to do it.
Oh, okay.
Did you?
Yeah, I handed him a card. Also, I noticed that there's only one of each card.
If you close it and reopen it, it opens back up.
Oh wait, I see a -1 now. Was that something you did?
Yeah,
This is me clicking things that I probably shouldn't be doing right now.
click choose, not draw. I don't think you can hand it to other people.
No, I did. I handed it to Sean.
I don't see Sean as holding any cards.
Yeah, neither do I.
Same.
Wait, why do I see that then?
Because Roll20 has bugs.
Yeah.
Roll 20 good. Roll 20 good, everybody.
Yeah, roll 20 good. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to reload just in case. Yeah, nope, don't see shit. Okay. Oh, no, did I just lose all the rolls? No, I didn't lose all the rolls. Okay. So, let's start at the top. What was everybody doing? I believe we're starting with Hotaru. Did you roll, Wex? Awareness?
Yeah, I rolled to see how good the show is.
4, you say, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so production quality is not great. This looks like a stage that was very quickly thrown together. You find the performance of the Dark Water Spirit to be somewhat lacking. Whoever the fuck the Dragon Emperor is, that guy. Ugh. Like Lin-Manuel Miranda. Like, on point. You eat everything that this guy is saying. The mortal woman that he seems to be falling for, she's pretty good. You could do better, but she's okay. A lot of the other extras that are wandering around playing, like, mortals or, like, spirits that he's been talking to and putting away, they're little more than set pieces. Like, they're like standing there, and then like he gives an impassioned speech like, will you not follow me? And they're just like, no. And then they kind of just
really,
walk them.
really, only the Dragon Emperor is worth anything in this show.
Yeah, I mean, the Dark Water Spirit and the female mortal lead are okay. You are confident you could do a lot better than her, though. Let's see. Mingwa, we're coming back to you.
Valid.
Rizik, you have handed a pair of... Holy shit, those are 9s. Pair of binoculars to
Yeah, that's why I said +3 persistent.
Yeah. And Yira, you have... What were you doing?
I was like watching the show and watching everything that's around there, and like, I've seen this show before. I'm keeping track of like what's different, especially as it relates to those masks that now I suddenly care about a substantial amount more than I did before.
The masks on the Dragon Emperor or the one from the Dark Water Spirit?
The Dark Water Spirit.
Hi, babe! I'm making my players suffer.
Yay.
Like he always does.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be enjoying it.
Watching it play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says hi. Okay, so you're looking around. The show's pretty standard. Like the core cast is pretty solid. You've probably seen better in your years. Again, the guy who's playing the Dragon Emperor, really good. Like really good. You're noticing though that all the flying opera company people that are like on the sides and in the back, they're not watching the performance. They're all watching the crowds.
Makes sense.
They're with your roll, you got an 8 or a 9. Doesn't matter.
I got a 9.
You got a 9. Okay, what you get is they're watching the crowds. Very specifically, they're looking at it looks like they're watching to gauge people's reactions. And you're actually noticing that while none of them have any in their hands right now, all of them seem to be armed.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Minghua, something's off. You're not sure what, but the flying opera company that you know would never put on this show.
Mingwa is squinting.
Yeah, there's something weird. I mean, you very distinctly have memories of the very last show you were in, the show where you were captured. But again, this sounds a lot like, propaganda and, pushing the Fire Nation. And, which is the exact opposite of what you were doing last time.
You notice that Mingwa seems like bored and frustrated through all this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Just looking at him like, yeah, I get it. And it's the only good one's the Dragon Emperor there.
yeah, Kono is just going to be like looking out, trying to comfort Kakan as he is crying tears of joy for watching this show.
It's just so beautiful.
She's
Mingwa gives an eye roll when Kakan says that. A very exaggerated yawn.
She's resting her head on your arm and gently stroking, like from your bicep to your forearm, like in a very soothing gesture. It's okay.
But yeah, Hotaru, you notice that Mingwa's attitude is completely at odds with how excited he was, leading up to this.
Are you okay, Mingwa?
I just kind of snort unhappily and make a series of gestures attempting to convey this is all wrong.
Do you want me to roll to detect that, or do I just have good enough insight that I would know that?
Izzy, should I roll banter to try and convey it?
If this is equivalent of PvP, so it's up to you if you want this information to get out that easily.
I'm very happy to convey this easily.
Yeah,
but
it's easily done. Like, you've spent enough time with Ming-Hua to do it. Your roles are mostly for NPCs who have not encountered you before, Ming-Hua.
I'm like,
Yep.
what's wrong exactly? It has to be more than a bad show. What's got you so upset?
Wrong show. Incorrect show. Different show.
Yeah.
If you look over, you notice mostly you're watching mostly the people watching them more than the show itself.
Can I take a look at the crowd now, more carefully?
Sure. I'm actually going to advance the scene tracker because the show is going to continue onward as you guys, but you're still in green. Sure. Make me a insight check if you want to take a look at the crowd.
And I use an overcome for this.
You have to use an overcome for this.
I'm going to use principle of self-preservation.
Sure.
That's a good pick.
That's 3 hero points thus far.
That was terrible.
Yeah? You want to do anything about it?
I mean, a collection would still put it as a 5.
No, a collection would put it to a 10.
Right, you had a principle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once we get into yellow, I can start recovering them. So, yeah, sure. Collection.
Okay. There are several people in the crowd who look uncomfortable. There are a couple who are straight up like shaking, starting to get angry with this performance.
This doesn't look good.
No, I'd imagine not in the Earth Kingdom.
Mangwa just sort of snorts derisively.
Mm-hmm.
And completely contrary to the, these are family signs from earlier, is kind of just like actively booing the show.
But as that's going on, the show is continuing. The romance between the Dragon Emperor and this mortal woman begins to bloom and bud, and there are picnics and sonnets and poems being recited. And it's all fantastic until the Dark Water Spirit returns, claiming that the Dragon Emperor has not... should be in pain and suffering through their tribulations, and instead he's found repose, and he is not allowed to be at peace. So he will take the one thing that is giving him peace. And the Dark Water Spirit seems to capture this mortal girl in a fury of waterbending ribbon action and whisks her away. Disheartened but determined, the Dragon Emperor pursues the Dark Water Spirit, trying everything, even though he is almost powerless to fight against the creature, and in doing so, reigniting his inner flames and being able to firebend, open quotes, as he begins to lob more ribbons at this blue spirit, and a heated battle begins. This battle actually culminates when the two are seemingly at a stalemate, and the mortal woman reveals herself to also be a spirit, an empress, and is able to boost the flames of her love. And that between the two of them, with their the strength of their love, they're able to overcome the Dark Water Spirit. And that's when the Dragon Emperor realizes that who he thought this mortal woman was is the Dragon Empress, ruler of another part of the spirit world, but clearly his equal and his destined.
At this point, Mingwall is just like kind of sprawled out on the platform, bored, not even looking at the stage anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there are several people who are about acting in the very similar way. Some people have actually started throwing crap, but at least these two performers, being ever the professionals, are continuing and are going to be like, and they're actually going to end the performance by saying, with this we will form a new empire here on the mortal realm, a nation of fire, a nation to rule over all other nations, a nation where our passion will burn bright, and the flames of our love will reach the skies and engulf the entire world as we become one nation under one banner. This goes exactly as well as all of you would expect it to go.
Mm-hmm.
I would like one more awareness check from everybody, please.
Awareness, you say?
Awareness, insight, instinct, etc.
Mingwa is so bored that he is not paying attention.
I do not have the skills for this.
Would alertness count?
Yes, alertness definitely counts.
Okay. 5. That's not bad.
Can I just
I'm
make
gonna roll while I've been paying attention.
I was actually going to give you agility with this, Kakan, but...
Oh.
Can I just create another pair of opera glasses to give someone?
Sure, you can do
Well,
that.
I still have a 9.
Are we in green still?
You're still in green.
Should I reroll or just
Just reroll. Just roll the 6.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Wow, exactly same roll.
There you go.
All right, who are you giving those glasses to, Sean?
Is 7 a +2 or a +3?
+2.
Let's give them to Hotaru.
Okay.
A +2
You get a
persistent?
persistent +2.
All right.
Cool.
I got you, Hotaru.
I don't think it would have changed my role regardless.
Well, all right, so let's see. Kakan, you got a 3. Would you like to fail, or would you like to succeed with a major twist?
I'll fail.
Okay, you notice nothing.
Yes, join me in the fail corner.
Yeah.
All right,
Go team fail.
Kakan just doesn't understand what all this booing's about.
yeah,
Kakan is just overcome with the beauty of the story.
It's true.
yeah. Hotaru, you rolled with a +2. You got a 7, it looks
Yeah,
like.
it's still not good enough.
Succeed with a minor twist. Okay. Euro, what was your total? A 9?
9. Yep.
Okay, completes. Okay. All right. So Hotaru and Euro, since you're the two that succeeded on this, Mingwa, did you roll? Oh.
Yes, I failed.
Okay, fair. No, you guys don't want those major twists. I don't know why. Those are fun.
In this particular case, it makes more sense for Mingma to be just like, fuck it, I'm bored.
It's kind of.
I'm done with this.
I would argue it's circumstance in this case. Doesn't feel like a fun place for a major twist.
That as well.
Yeah. Okay, so... Yeah, no. Giant evil spirit appears on the middle of the stage.
I mean, that would liven the performance up.
It would.
Yep.
All right, so Hotaru, what you're noticing is there are a couple of people in the crowd. Besides throwing stuff, people are actually starting to like reach into their belts, grab daggers, and look like they're trying to get up and jump over the seats in front of them to get towards the stage. There are also a couple of people who are clearly benders, who are like, some earthbenders are like pulling up some rubble from underneath them and compressing it into like small rocks before tossing it. There's actually one lady wearing blue who's emptying out some liquid into her hand from a water skin on her back.
This doesn't seem right.
These are not flying opera. These are people who are in the audience, by the way. Not Yira, you get that, but what you also get is the people with the face paint, the flying opera couple people. They originally were in doorways. They have started to run in between aisles in seats for anybody who is starting to get up and make ruckus or in any way trying to hurt the actors or rush the stage. And they are very skillfully, and almost silently, to a disturbing degree. If a guy pulled a knife, one of the Flying Opera Company will, sneak behind him, with like a rapier, disarm him, grab the knife, and just continue moving down the aisle in like one fluid motion. So the guy is standing there with no weapon when he had one previously. Another person is running past, with two broadswords sheathed at his belt, running past a earthbender, quickly pulling out the swords, splitting them into two swords, smashing any rock an earthbender would be forming in front of them, and continuing down the aisles.
What is going on?
Nemo kind of glances at Hotaru like, what? The place sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think there's a bigger question for the people who put this show on.
So as this is also going on, there are a couple of people in the audience here that you notice. There are a few Flying Opera Company members who do not have weapons. They are just straight up grabbing people and dragging them out of the tent. And the people that they are dragging out of the tent seem to actively be enjoying the show. Like, you get the feeling if you weren't in the box seat, Kakan would probably be on that list.
Yup.
Yeah, this is not normal.
So yeah, as all this is going on, people are getting disarmed, the actors are coming out, taking a bow, and then very quickly disappearing backstage. And with that, the older man in the red tailcoats, the ringmaster, is going to come out and say, "Everyone, please, calm yourselves." Oh, right. I forgot to mention one important thing for all of you Fire Nation people. The ending of that show is not the standard ending.
What ending did they give it? What ending did they give it?
The ending they gave it was blatant Fire Nation propaganda.
Actually, Izzy.
Yep.
When did that... Have I seen that variant of the show before, and if so, at what point in my life?
No. Never.
What's supposed to happen?
What's supposed to happen is they are supposed to ascend back into the spirit world as Dragon Emperor, Dragon Empress, and they no longer look down on the people of the mortal realm. Instead, they try to aid them from whatever nation they are from.
As opposed to, we shall stay here and build a new nation of fire to rule over. And it's just like, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the feel of this. Something's really wrong here.
By the way, Kakan, is this a better ending in your mind, or have they tarnished the beginning of this stage performance?
I think it's a different interpretation, but one he can get behind.
Who wrote this bad fanfic and why are they treating it as canon?
Yeah.
You pull back the curtain, there's a fox sitting back there. Shit. Closes book, walks away.
Yep.
So as all this ruckus is going on, people are getting disarmed, and literally just their weapons are just being piled in the corner away from them, and specific eyes are being kept on benders. The ringmaster is going to come out and say, "Everyone, please, if you wouldn't mind settling down. Thank you for coming to tonight's performance of Love Amongst Dragons. I recognize that this was not easy for some of you to watch. Passions boil over, much like the passion of our Dragon Emperor. However, we here at the Flying Opera Company believe that it is our duty to not only cater to the arts and spread it throughout all of you, but also our current primary objective is to keep the safety of the Avatar first and foremost in our minds. We apologize if this made any of you uncomfortable. However, the fact that some of you actually rose up and were ready to fight shows that you are allies to the Avatar. The fact that you were not sitting by, considering the state of the world, proves that you are not his enemy.
Mingwall has, like, sat back up and is watching, is just squinting hard and seems to have a face that is, like, it's not screaming bullshit, but it's kind of screaming bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as he's saying this, he's going to say that the protection of the Avatar is something we have been striving for ever since we found him. The Avatar is in need of teachers, powerful benders from all nations. That way he can fulfill his destiny. The only way for us to know if there were powerful benders who had not allied themselves with the enemy was, in a sense, by tricking you. But as we all know, what is good theater? Is it not us lying to you, the audience, in order so you will come to know a greater truth? That is what art is.
Mingwa is kind of signing to himself what the actual fuck over and over again.
Yeah, Kakan is struggling to follow this logic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're getting this. You're just like, okay. I have ever been around theater people before.
With that, since we hope that most of you have cooled off slightly, we would like to ask for any volunteers from the audience who believe themselves to be well-natured and well-practiced in the bending arts to come up on stage and meet the young Avatar. And all of you, while trying to keep him as safe as possible, will see that the Avatar does live and will soon be ready to take up his role to protect not only those of us here, but every nation, and restore balance to the world. And he's
Why
going.
only? Sorry, go.
Nope. What were you saying, Sean?
I was going to say, why only those of the bending arts?
Are you saying that out loud? Are you?
Yeah, I'll wait until there's a pause. I won't interrupt. But if there's a pause, I will ask about that.
Yep. Because the Avatar needs to learn the 4 elements. And while he is still learning, I believe this is the safest way to prove the validity of our claims. As all, I'm sure the reason why we have a full house tonight is because we have claimed that the Avatar will be making an appearance.
Well, you're not wrong about that. You're just going to start this train off.
Okay, are
You
you?
didn't come here meaning to meet him.
Yeah.
If Yura's putting her hand up, Mingwell's actually going to kind of try and force it down.
Yeah, there's something doesn't seem right about this year.
Mingwell's going to kind of sign, we already get to talk to them later.
Yeah.
They've already put on a bad show. We can ask why the fuck that happened in a bit.
Yep.
This seems like it's still part of the show.
I do not have a good thing for this. I'm just going to use this.
Here's like, all right, you know them better than I do.
Yeah, there is going to be one woman in the crowd who is going to step up and wants to actually check, and she's being very brazen about it. She's like, I want to test this out. See if this is actually the Avatar after that bullshit you were feeding us. She is going to rise from the seats not too far away from you guys. Clearly, young waterbender. Kind of like a fish out of water in here, still dressed in somewhat Arctic clothing. And she's going to slowly make her way up onto the stage. And from there, you know, the ringmaster is going to introduce himself to her, Ringmaster Sagan. He's going to ask her for her name. And she's going to whisper it into his ear, and he's going to be like, yes, everyone, please, round of applause to waterbending master Hama.
Yeah, I had a feeling that's where that was going.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, indeed.
Let's just add his name.
Oh, right. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the appropriate reaction, huh?
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
did you think I was going to make this easy for you guys?
I mean, this is young Hama, so it's not like she knows what she's gonna know yet.
It's not complete death.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the ringmaster is going to clap his hands very quickly, and a lot of the flying opera company are going to pull black masks up over their noses and mouths, and almost, instead of it, you'll see white slits where their eyes would be, but otherwise they're pretty much dressed in ninja garb, with, you know, the same kind of padded armor around. And he's just going to look out on the crowd. Like, for those of you confused by our current garb, if there is an enemy to the Avatar out there, you will have to kill all of us to find the Avatar. And we are not as weak as we look. And he's going to, you know, take a few steps back, and a boy is going to walk out dressed in the same kind of black ninja garb that pretty much everyone is wearing, hood over their head, and you just see like the powdery white where there is an opening in their face masking, with kind of like the little red eyeshadow going over their eyelids. And the ringmaster is going to say, "Boy, meet your waterbending teacher for the evening." He's going to run over very excitedly, you know, shaking her hand. She's going to look somewhat disgusted. He's just going to, you know, give this person the side eye, and he's going to back off slightly. Hama is going to be asked to do slight waterbending demonstration. And she's going to pull some liquid, you know, out of her water skin. There's going to be a couple of bubbles of water that are going to encircle her head, and then she's going to very quickly have them get sucked back into her flask. The ringmaster is going to clap his hands again, and a couple of people dressed identically to the person on stage are going to come out, just drop a trough of water down, and then promptly exit. And he is going to attempt to do the exact same feat. Water is going to go over this person's head, not quite in bubbles, but almost like in a stream, and then is going to splash down on their face. Not very coordinated. Insight or awareness from all of you. Or instinct.
I use bending lore for this, Izzy.
Yes, you may.
In yellow.
I believe that's where the tracker... Yeah, you know, you're in yellow at this point.
Also, I've totally seen waterbending before. I'm using my other principle.
Sure.
I recall my collection.
I mean, Nick, you also would still have your observation bonus for the...
Oh, it's true, but I also get to do this.
I do.
That's
not.
a 12.
A 12.
I only have a 5.
Oh, succeeds beyond wildest expectations. That's interesting.
All right, cool.
I don't think I have anything I can really use here.
Okay.
We're in yellow now.
Tell me, Izzy, if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm untrained power, untrained quality for this.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Am I able to use agility for this, or still untrained?
I'll give you agility because of how quickly you're looking around. Agility and alertness.
Okay.
Okay. So starting from lowest to highest, Rizik, you did not roll, correct?
Yeah, I don't have anything to roll.
Minghua, you got a 4, succeeds but with a minor twist. Kakan, you got a 6, also succeeds but with a minor twist. Hotaru, you got a 3,
5 with Rizik's buff.
succeeds but with a minor twist, and Yura got a 12. Yeah, okay, from what all of you can tell with your minor twist, this person is just a shitty waterbender. Like, really, really just a bad waterbender. To Yira. You're noticing a couple of different things on this. First off, the bending definitely originated from this person.
Pingham? Alright, so the bending definitely initiated from the Avatar.
Yes, the waterbending definitely initiated from the Avatar. You're noticing that, like everybody else, this person has got like metal clasps and ringlets on their forearms, like wrist, elbow, couple on fingers, holding their suit in place. And a couple of those are different colors. From a distance, you're not sure what that means or whatnot. But you're also noticing that the footing for the bending, like, this looks... Bending 101. No matter what style you use, your stance, your breath, your posture is... It has to look a certain way. This person looks like they're almost tripping over their own feet. There's no fluidity to any of their movement. And waterbenders especially need that level of fluidity. They're kind of like jerking and, moving around as though they're not very coordinated. Not a very skilled bender. But it seems like the claim is if this person can bend water, it doesn't necessarily make them the Avatar, but it
does make them, at the very least, this person is a waterbender at the very least.
At the very least, yes. There was something else. Hold on. I forgot what the other thing was. Fuck. We'll come back to it.
There was something. Fuck if I know what it was.
Yeah, something. Fuck if I know what it was. Yeah. Yeah, I lost it. I'll probably remember when I'm listening to this. Okay. The Ringmaster is going to be like, as I said before, the young Avatar needs a good teacher to help teach the proper forms of bending. He's going to look out to the crowd once again. Would anybody else from a different bending discipline like to come up and demonstrate their bending and see how well the Avatar performs? Going to look around into the crowd. Most people are shying the fuck away. They do not want to be on stage.
We're kind of just sort of like looking at this situation, gauging like, are these people like for real, or like he honestly isn't sure.
I really want someone else to go up. That way I can know if they have swapped their avatar with a different member of themselves.
The bending definitely originated from that person.
Yeah, but like, if they have everyone looking identical, and they send out an earthbender instead, they can then swap the guy in the identical suit with an earthbender.
Yeah,
I'm just taking a look at the crowd. Does it look like anyone seems like they might be volunteering that I can lock eyes with and nudge for, yeah, go for it. Give it a shot.
no, it's like I prepared for the only bender to go up there is the one bending type that you guys did not have access to.
I'm sad that we don't have Dan here.
Yeah, no, I'm like Dan would be the
Only
other.
we had Dan.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing another airbender at you guys. You've already met one NPC. That's an airbender.
Should you and I, either you or I, go up to bait this? We're the only two that can do this.
That we are be able to tell whether or not it's the right person.
If I may interject, I have some experience with the bending arts.
Gotta look over. I'm like, oh, are you?
Something like that.
I mean, do you want to teach the Avatar? I kind of say incredulously.
I would very much like to meet them.
Ziggy, private question for you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Okay.
Well, if you think you can ferret it out.
Yeah, Mingwa doesn't know Kakan well enough to necessarily care about stopping him from going up yet. This is fine.
Okay.
This is fine.
Okay, yeah, Hama's going to, leave the stage, or come to the back end of the stage, and the ringmaster is going to be, like, not whispering, like, people can hear it, but, like, talking in a normal voice. He's like, if you want, we can discuss later any kinds of accommodations you might need. If you wish to travel with us, so that way the boy has a proper teacher. Like, you'll hear that as you approach, Kakan, if you're...
Yeah, no, yeah, sure, I'll be listening in.
Yeah. Well, as you're approaching, you hear that. And as you freaking head up the stage, people are just going to kind of part ways for you because you are a behemoth. Yeah, the ringmaster is like just going to feel this shadow looming over him and like look up and just be like, oh. And you are?
I believe I may be able to express some teachings to the Avatar, perhaps.
Oh. And what style of bending do you use?
My own style.
Excellent. He's going to. As soon as you're approaching the stage, as the ringmaster is trying to talk to you, the Avatar is just going to kind of rush you, like reach out and like grab your hand and like shake and just be like, "Pleasure to meet you, Mister."
Okay, now that he's next to him, can I get like a good look at this Avatar? See, like, just give him like a good like look up and down to see if there's anything I can gauge about them being the real deal.
Sure. Awareness plus D4.
Agility again?
D4.
Oh, D4?
D4,
sure.
Untrained.
Sure. Yellow still, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Okay, succeeds but with a minor twist. You rolled almost max on all those. That's actually impressive. Anyway, as he gets close, you have no idea. Physically, it looks like a scrawny teenager, wearing like oversized padded outfit with metal bands, like holding it to his forearms and legs, so that way it stays form-fitted, but still loose enough that you can't really tell if like he's skinny, lanky, if he's got muscle, and like it's hard to tell. Like, just from the loose form-fittingness of it. And as he's shaking your hand, like, your grip is just kind of, like, crushing his almost.
Type something to you. 1 second.
Sure.
There you go.
I need to read that ability.
Yeah, if it doesn't apply, then that's fine.
I would have. Well, had you. Okay, you know what? Since this is your first time here, I will apply that to your
Oh, to the look roll. Sure.
to the role you did previously because it's a principal.
Okay.
So everybody is getting another hero point as a result of that. You declare principals normally ahead of time. You can use them as much as you want.
Gotcha. Okay, my bad.
No problem. This is your first time using the system.
What's your principle?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would actually, since we have to say them.
Oh, do you?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then that would be the principle of exorcism.
Interesting.
Okay, so using that principle, and with your role, seems like a normal person. There's a level of energy with him that you can kind of sense with everybody else. But you almost sense like a little bit more energy coming out of him than you would typically expect. But like nothing that is innately associated with a spirit, so to say.
So he has energy, but not
He has more than one type of energy.
interesting. Okay. So, all right, that seems convincing enough. All right, then I guess I'll give a sort of demonstration then.
Okay. I'm just going to say this out loud. Roll, please, your 2 abilities.
Yeah.
I would.
Can I use imposing for this?
Yeah, if you want to scare people, I'd say. Actually, roll the top one on your powers.
The top one, you're sure?
Yeah, the top.
Because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do the lower end version of it.
Okay, fine.
Because I'm trying to make this look, like what it's supposed to look like.
Okay, sure. Roll
So that and self-discipline, I guess.
imposing if you want to scare people.
I'm not necessarily looking to scare people. Not
Okay,
yet.
self-discipline and yellow.
Okay, sounds good. Doop. And roll. Great.
This is why you take the ability to never roll once.
Would you like to succeed or fail? If you succeed, it's a major twist, which is a story beat.
This seems like
I will definitely do that. Yeah. Mhm.
this seems like a fascinating place to take a major twist.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it.
Okay, so major twist. As you spew out, what color is that flame?
It's a blue flame, not a normal blue flame, but a very light, thickly blue flame.
So yeah, Kakan, as you emanate a blue sickly flame and I guess just have it dance around you, everybody in the audience is going to gasp. Some people are screaming. Hama is going to be getting down in a combat position, but the ringmaster is going to stay her hand. And as you're doing that, the boy next to you is going to be like, oh, and is going to try moving his hands in the same manner. Yeah. And produce the exact same kind of sickly blue flame.
Can I talk out of turn?
You may.
I'm going to turn to you. I'm like, what type of firebending is that?
Do I have any chance of succeeding at that roll, Izzy?
Absolutely not, actually.
No, you would not.
Not this one.
Not this one.
Something that I suspect is similar to whatever hellfire bending is.
And with that, with the crowd starting to get in a tizzy, some people rising, the ringmaster and the flying opera company are trying to calm people the fuck down. From your previous rolls, the guy on stage in the black ninja suit is definitely the source of that. And Ziggy, Kakan can tell that because you were literally standing right next to him. Mm-hmm. And I believe that, everyone, is where we are going to leave off.
Oh, come on, we don't get the meeting with the ringmaster till next time. No.
What
It's
a
almost
jerk.
10,
What
so...
a jerk.
Alright.
So,
Also, is Izzy? This was impressively mean, and I appreciated it.
I gave you guys a thing. Do you want me to be nice, mean, or sadistic next week? The knife and the angry face and the imp got more votes. I didn't even put the knife on there, and 3 of you voted for it.
Always vote for Stab, Izzy, don't you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe the knife was my fault.
Not,
Like, I picked sadistic without having any idea of last episode, because sadistic is where Izzy puts all the fun story beats.
yeah. Also,
And considering that this is my backstory he's messing with, he has succeeded at sadistic, and I appreciate what he's done with it.
good, I'm
I
glad.
don't know what y'all are. I don't know what you're talking about. This is great. I foresee nothing wrong happening here.
Nothing wrong ever
Nope.
happens.
I
Absolutely.
mean, let's put it this way. My theories about what's going on here mean I might be answering the question privately this time, because it's more fun if you all don't know.
Yep. All right, so
Gotcha.
everybody, this is 4 hero points. What do you want to call this session?
4 hero points.
I feel like the move is, holy shit, is it actually the Avatar?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think Kakan is convinced. Yeah.
We were all, what was the phrase? Deeply skeptical of that?
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
Especially out of character until things happened a few sessions ago, where out of character, but still in character, was pretty skeptical.
actually, I remembered the last thing I was supposed to tell you here. I'm going to tell this to you privately.
Okay.
I mean, something still seems very off to me.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, this kid just replicated my bending, so you know, I think that's all the proof Kakan needs.
Yep.
That to you, Yira. So, Ziggy, at the end of each session, in the question tab,
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
just number 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll read them off.
I also probably have to answer this privately then, at least in part.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no,
Okay.
actually, never mind.
You have to type it out.
I would
Okay.
put something in as spoilers, 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 instead of what I actually learned.
I was able to put legit answers to all of them, and then I'll send Izzy additional information.
Is this
Some of them.
is this really the Avatar is the name of the session, everyone? Is that what you wanted to call it?
I feel like we can come up with something better.
I think you can too. That seems kind of...
Carnival is the other idea.
Hmm.
But we didn't play any carnival games.
Let's call it Not My Circus.
No, that's pretty good.
Not my circus.
Yep.
I don't get the reference, but okay.
It's to the phrase "Not my circus, not my
Yeah.
monkeys."
Yeah.
How about this? How about not my circus, not my goat gorilla? No.
Yeah, I think not my circus. ...
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, Minghua, what did you learn?
I got to learn what the Flying Opera Company looks like after that raid.
Yup. What do you want to know more about?
The hell is up with the bending mirror kid? Because that's not normal, and that's weird enough that I'm calling shenanigans.
Okay, fair.
Because if nothing else, able to replicate form of quote-unquote firebending that Yira had never seen, yeah, that's definitely not normal.
Fair. And where do you think this is going?
Meeting the Ringmaster is going to be a very fun meeting. For reasons.
Fair. Hotaru, what did you learn?
That Ziggy was joining us?
You're welcome.
No one told me this. I wasn't at the wedding.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It kind of came in last minute.
yeah.
I asked.
I mean, it's not, yeah. We didn't tell anybody this. So.
I mean, I had a suspicion when you suddenly joined the group.
Yeah,
I was just an observer.
No, you weren't.
just an observer. Help.
Yeah,
Just an
no,
observer.
you would have been there from the beginning if you were an observer, because that's how Izzy works.
Yeah.
What do you want to know more about?
Is this kid really the Avatar? I suspect he isn't, but I want to know.
Good question. Where do you think this is going?
We're going to burn the circus down.
I really hope you don't. All right, Rizik, what did you learn?
New friends, and someone has outdone Rizik, at least in civilian applications, which is kind of nice because shows that it's doable.
Mm-hmm.
What
do you want to know more about?
The mirror bending kid that is potentially Avatar, but there's a few things that seem off. Need to see non-mirror bending. Also, just in general, more with Spirits and Thomas, because that has been the general learn more about this since start of game.
Fair. And where do you think this is going?
Interesting meetings and conversations.
Fair. Kakan, what did you learn?
Kakan has learned that he's found potentially better companions that have exceeded his wildest expectations.
Never doubt the fortune teller, even if you didn't pay her for the full read.
That's true.
I'm really disappointed no one else wanted a fortune read. What do you want to know more about?
I feel like maybe next time.
Maybe.
I mean, he wants to learn more about this boy who is clearly the Avatar.
Yes, he is. And where do you think this is going?
That that his journey may already be coming to an end.
Good. And lastly, Yira, what did you learn?
Welcome, Ziggy, I think.
Good way to put that.
Someone else actually recognizes my accomplishments. That's sure interesting. Also, these people are butchering a classic, but they may have a reason for it. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to know more about?
Redacted.
Okay. Fair. And where do you think this is?
Also, this alternative firebending.
Fancy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So fancy.
And where do you think this is going?
Well, I at least am going to be asking for more explicit proof on things. Beyond that, a raid is probably on our way. Also, I may have a buddy who may have drank some of the Kool-Aid a lot more.
I don't know what
Amazing.
I don't know what you mean.
It's strawberry flavored.
The best flavored. The schnozberries taste like schnozberries, Kakad.
The sozenberries taste like sozenberries.
Those aren't a real thing. Yes, they are. I'll
Yes,
kill
they
you
are.
if you say otherwise.
They are in my head.
What do you mean a raid is on your way?
I suspect that some shenanigans are going to happen, and either the company is going to be getting hit by problems, or like immediately, or stuff.
No comment.
Fair.
I have sent Izzy
Actual
additional.
opera company.
I have sent Izzy expanded answers that you will all discover bits of over time, because it is genuine. In this case, it is genuinely more fun if you will still have to discover this.
Fair enough.
I mean, I feel like this one is quite one that is, if it's Gorilla Goat flavored problem, that also is legit.
Yeah.
Yes, Minghua has a few questions for the Ringmaster, and they start with, what the fuck was that bullshit?
They begin with what the fuck and end with,
Well, remember that during the flashback, Minghua was playing the Fire Lord during the play.
Yup.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this and are ready to tune in next week for session 15 when Pokemon.
Oh, very much so. This is going to be very interesting to see how things play out.
I'm actually hoping Nara and Han return for that, because oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
There's some fun stuff. There's some fun stuff on the horizon for you lot.
Yes, there is.
Alrighty,
I'm looking forward to it.
good.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Why do I not trust you already, Ziggy?
No. Look at this face.
Yes, all burned and
It's
scarred.
burn scars.
Come on. That's the face of a good guy.
He's a good guy. Troubled past.
Clearly a face
It
of a
is, I
friend.
gotta say, it's so refreshing having someone come in that doesn't know all the secrets we just confessed to each other a few games ago. Like, no joke, we did the confession session already. You missed it, so this is gonna be great.
You're playing catch up, which I think is going to be fantastic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I said, I love the fact that he knows the secret that I have that you guys don't know yet.
Yep. This is the checks and balances.
I'm gonna be careful what I say around you now. That makes it more fun.
Alrighty. Alrighty, well, everybody say goodnight to the recording, not my circus.
Good night, recording.
Good night, recording.